Hello, everyone. My name is Moshe Naveh from the SAP Community team. Welcome to today's SAP Community Call about process discovery and SAP Process Insights. And allow me to hand it over to Ceci.
Hi, everyone, and we're welcome to my side. So thank you very much, Moshe. All right, so as everybody already knows, throughout the past couple of months, we've been holding several different community calls to talk about the different capabilities of SAP Business Technology Platform and other SAP products that will help you in your rise with SAP journey and really transform or complete your digital transformation journey. In the previous sessions, we've talked about, for example, SAP Integration Suite. We've covered the custom code migration app. We've talked about how to implement the SAP Activate methodology and also use the user management capabilities to really complete an end-to-end process flow like recruit to retire. This session is going to be about business process intelligence, or really dipping our toes into process discovery. Now, we have two experts on the call, Renee and Carolyn, who are very well versed. They're experts in process discovery, and they're going to take us through why it's so valuable for our customers and also show you how you can really get started with the tool. Remember that right after the demo, we're going to be able to answer your questions. So feel free to submit them throughout the session using the Q&A tool. Anything that can't be answered during the call, don't worry, I'll be able to get the right experts or take the time afterwards and put everything together in the wrap-up blog post so you can follow that on the SAP community. And just as a reminder, talking about the SAP community, if you want to engage with us outside of these community calls, you can do that at any time. You can follow, for example, the tags that you're interested in, like SAP Business Technology Platform, so you can get updates on when we release new blog posts, when there are new questions, and also you can get information on when there's going to be other calls hosted around this series. All right, so that was it for the intro for my part. So Carolyn, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So any successful digital transformation story includes the analysis of current business processes, their performance and existing gaps. But the question is, what is the best way to get these insights? And our answer is process discovery. With this free service, customers can gain unique insights into current business process performance, system usage, and industry benchmarks, as well as tailor-made recommendations for SAP S/4HANA functionality and process automation across end-to-end business processes. These personalized insights not only show the value of SAP S/4HANA for your business, they are also the starting point to leverage SAP Robotic Process Automation and the Business Technology Platform. So combining SAP S/4HANA and SAP Business Technology Platform capabilities, you can accelerate your business process improvement, and process discovery is a key element of RISE with SAP. In today's session, you will understand better how to get started with process discovery.
Perfect. Thank you so much for kicking us off. All right, so René, maybe you can take us through what exactly is process discovery and why is it relevant for customers? Why should they care?
Sure. So to get started, basically, as Caroline mentioned it, process discovery is all about answering the question about why moving to SAP S/4HANA. And for this, what are the benefits of moving to SAP S/4HANA for your organizations, but also what is different, what is new compared to what you have today, and also how can SAP support you along your transformation journey. So for this, what the process discovery is going to do, it will provide you with unique insights in terms of process performance and system usage. And we're going to compare those performance and usage to the one of your industry peers. So you understand comparatively where are the first items or topics you want to target in terms of transformation and even in terms of change of your processes. Based on those insights, we basically deliver you with recommendations which are tailor-made to your use. So recommendations in terms of course, SAP S/4HANA solutions, Fiori apps, but also in terms of SAP innovations, which are all enabled by the SAP BTP. All of those insights and recommendations will help you to build your case for SAP S/4HANA and secure the buy-in from the business executives. One last thing is the fact that this process discovery tool is free of charge for every SAP maintenance customers. So basically what we do is we start by the business goal. What my CEO wants me to achieve. There are many ways to do this, but based on our experience, there are several value drivers which contribute to the achievement of those goals. Within process discovery, what we do is we check the performance of the processes as well as the usage of the system and how this usage and those performance impact the value drivers and ultimately the business goals. And out of those information, we provide you with the recommendations for S4HANA and once again, everything regarding the business technology platform as well. All those insights, all those recommendations, it can be segmented in various roles or various topics. So you have the segmentation per line of business. For example, you can focus on finance or manufacturing, or by end-to-end processes, if you are the process owner for order to cash or procure to pay, for example. And you can even focus in terms of optimization goals, such as finance cost, reducing the days in inventory, accelerate manufacturing cycle times, or increase the sales force efficiency. Last but not least, for process discovery, you will have two complementary deliverables. So first, on the left, you have everything related to business executive knowledge. So it's a PDF document which gathers all the summary and information and insights in terms of S4HANA content. This is a very good way and a great support for you to use with SAP, your partners, your business executive to discuss about the findings and the recommendations. But if you are one of the experts within your organizations, we provide you with the access to an online environment, which is called Spotlight, which provides you more information in terms of process performance indicators, but also in terms of usage and automation potential, as well as standardization, everything to prepare you move to SAP S4HANA.
Perfect. Super, super interesting. And I think here it's very important to point out that, knowledge is power. And we always talk about the business technology platform as your platform for extension so that you can build and you can continue to innovate and adapt and really customize your solutions to your specific business need. But if you don't know where to start, it's very difficult. And I think that's really where process discovery comes in. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question about a recent release. We recently launched the SAP Process Insights. Now, how do these two services complement each other?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Before that, what I would like to do is take a step back. And you probably heard about Rise with SAP, this business transformation as a service, which was announced by SAP back in January. So exactly. So part of it is all about moving you from your ECC to your future S4HANA cloud solutions. It includes the move to S4, it includes BTP, it includes business process intelligence as well. And of course, BTP and business process intelligence can be consumed as standalone. So if we focus on business process intelligence, the idea really is to help our customers to innovate their processes. And we have this 5-step approach you see in yellow. So first, we help or we give the tools to our customers to analyze their processes. And from this analysis, they will receive some recommendations. It can be recommendations to fix an issue or fix the problem. Could be recommendations for SAP innovations enabled by the BTP. Could be recommendations of automation potential, also enabled by the BTP. Or even it can require you to design or model new processes. And you will be able to design these processes and simulate the benefits of the future processes compared to what you have today and create a value proposition for that, for example. Then step number 3, you are going into the execution mode. You basically execute the recommendations. So you fix the issue, you implement the SAP innovations, you activate the automation capabilities and so on and so forth. Then what you need to do is basically training the users on the new process and the new ways of working, as well as telling them what they don't need to do manually because it was automated. And once all of this is done, basically you monitor the impact of your change and you can do all the cycle again. And for this, of course, BPI is used as a platform of collaborations where the right stakeholders basically can interact with each other to build and innovate their processes. So stakeholders could be IT expert, could be process experts, could be line of business expert, could even be process executors, the users who probably have an opinion about how the processes should work. Today, to have this vision, we have 3 different products. In the future, they will be merged into one, but right now there are 3. And today I would like to focus on the first one, which is, as Cecilia, you mentioned, the SAP Process Insights in blue. And Process Insight is mainly focusing on the analysis part and on the monitoring part. So what Process Insight does is first provide you with what I call instant visibility in terms of process performance. What I mean by instant visibility is that you connect Process Insight to your ERP, the data starts to flow, and by latest next day, you can start to work on improving your processes. There is no data crunching needed. There is no complex configurations to be done. Everything happens out of the box. And this provides you with continuous monitoring capabilities. So the information get updated roughly daily. Not only this, what you can do with Process Insight, you can dive behind the numbers and discover the root cause for potential lack of performance of your processes. So you can understand where the issue is coming from and why it's happening. Understand this is good, but you probably want to fix the issue and improve your processes. And we give you the right tool to do that as well. And last but not least, what we do here is we connect the dots, meaning we created the solution in a way that's very user-friendly, where business experts basically can hone this Process Insight solutions, and it helps to bridge the gap between the IT and the business. One thing as well, we basically, as you mentioned, Cecilia, we launched the solution Monday last week, so the 6th of September. And there are 3 pillars in this solution. The first one is what we call process flows. This is the idea to have basically how your process works in terms of performance along the way of your processes at various milestones. So you understand also how much time is needed to go from one step of the process to the other, and how much you need in total to go along the way. Also, we identify the typical blockers or the typical points where the process breaks. Second part is everything regarding the indicator of performance, which exists already somewhere with process discovery. But here, the idea is you are able to drill down beyond the numbers and really understand where the issue is coming from. And you can also segment. I'll give you an example. If you want in your global organization to focus only about the numbers for Vietnam or for Portugal, you can do that here. And last but not least, we provide you with recommendations. Process discovery provides you with a recommendation for SAP innovations. What Process Insight does on top of this, it provides you recommendations to fix the issue on your current process as well. So how everything works together. On average, we will recommend our customers basically to start with process discovery, which is free of charge. And this will give basically a good understanding how your process works. It identifies what are the issues regarding your processes. One thing is the scope can be limited, and also it's a one-time report. What you will probably want to do next, if you want to go into this process improvement potential, which is, once again, as Caroline mentioned at the beginning of the call, linked to your transformation to the intelligent enterprise, is to dive into more information. And for this, you need the Process Insight, which is a subscription-based cloud offering. So once again, what Process Insight does that Process Discovery doesn't do, first is a continuous monitoring, where your figures get updated every day. And also you're able to identify and finding the root cause and fixing some of this issue out of the box. And then if you want, you can even go for what we call the full-blown process transformation with the capability to do a process mining, to model new processes, and so on. And also the idea of fixing the issue in a very, very simple way through BPI improvement, which is completely enabled by the BTP.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so Carolyn, can you maybe tell us a little bit about where the insights that are generated by either Process Discovery or SAP Process Insights really meet SAP BTP?
Yeah, sure. So as René also already mentioned, the BTP, so the Business Technology Platform, if you combine SAP S/4HANA with SAP BTP, you can accelerate and simplify migration. And it helps you to optimize and automate business processes, since there are over 2,000 pre-built integration already embedded. And with the analytics that are included, you can achieve a sustained competitive advantage. So I will give you some examples on the next slide. Correct. So we have different categories, and I choose 3 of them now. So there's machine learning. From machine learning is built on customer history to predict exceptions or support specific steps. And We have moderate machine learning requirements that can be solved via SAP S/4HANA, but the more complex algorithm can be solved with SAP BTP. One example is here the automated creation of sales orders from unstructured data. We also have the Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. They all run on SAP Business Technology Platform, and some examples are here: the sales scheduling agreement and the delivering schedule creation. And we do also have situation handling. With situation handling, you get notified if an exception requires immediate action. So it is, and also if such a requirement is predicted. So it's also related to machine learning. And situation handling always runs on SAP BTP. And an example here is the delivery insights for sales orders. So I will go into detail to one of the examples, which is automated creation of sales orders from unstructured data. Why is it required? Because a significant amount of sales orders are captured from email or PDF. So you receive unstructured data, and to generate a sales order, a sales representative have to enter these data manually. So some mistakes can also occur, and you want to save time and improve your data quality. So that's why SAP decided to create the automated creation of sales orders, and it's based on the document information extraction service to extract the content directly. So as you can see in the graphic below, you have an incoming PDF, and the service helps you to create the sales order. And I will show you it in more detail on the next slide. So the internal sales representative can access the document information extraction service via a Fiori application. And then the machine learning model that is included in this application, or in this machine learning application, will help to map it. So you can see the graphic in the upper right corner. There is a PDF document, and then the machine learning algorithm knows, for example, what part of the document is the customer, what part is the delivery address, what part is the order date, for example. So, and then you get, then the results get back to you and the master data matching, and you can update your sales order request. Then the user does an end user validation to check if everything is all right, and then they can create the sales order. And the sales order creation is just one example. You can use the document information extraction service for. It's also available for many other documents, and you can create your own templates, for example, to create new customers or onboard new employees.
Perfect. That is really interesting. And also, I think it outlines two main benefits that we always highlight with SAP BTP. So first one, it's reducing the manual workload of your employees, right? So they don't have to go in and verify each of the items individually and then create the template by themselves. So that really speeds up the process and gives them time to focus on things that are more business relevant and can't be handled by machine learning technology. And it also helps make sure that the quality of your data is much more robust and enhanced, because again, you reduce kind of those manual errors that can happen when people copy paste or search something in one document to put it in another.
Exactly.
So super interesting. And also, since it's based on the AI business services, this will continue to learn and adapt, like you mentioned, with previous customers and with previous insights. So really the machine learning technology can only get better and improve with time. The more customers that use it, the better it ends up being. Great. Okay, so we always promise a demo in these sessions, and I think that's what a lot of our people really look forward to. So René, can you show us how people can actually get started?
Absolutely. So for process discovery, it's very easy. First of all, you need to go to s4hana.com. You arrive on that page. Here on this page, you will have first a summary of what we discussed already on the left, but what you have also are good, I will say, good content. So remember, I told you that within process discovery, you will have access to a PDF document, and here you can download the example of a PDF document. I will not be able to show you these PDF documents for this demo, but we can discuss about it in the questions if you want. And also you have a link to the demo system which is the online environment for the experts to spotlight. And I'm going to show you around how it looks like. We also have some additional content like an FAQ, presentations, and everything. So before requesting your own process discovery, there is a small prerequisite to be done. You need to ask your base admin to implement the 2 SAP notes which are linked here. So if you go to s4hana.com, you can click and you will have the instructions. You need to implement the instructions on your ERP system. What it's going to do, it's going to enable you to generate automatically data extraction report. And we need those data to provide you with the tailor-made insights and recommendations. So once you did this and you run your report, you scroll down on this page and you click on Get Started Now. So you need to fill out the form, nothing very complex. So country, your first name, last name, email. So we are able to send you your analysis, information about your company, the name. The industry is rather important. Please select the one which is the most closer to what you do. We only have the report in English, unfortunately for now. And in terms of relationship, you choose customer. And here, some information about your system. And then you click on choose file here. You upload the zip file you created through the 2 SAP notes. You click on the various disclaimers and you click on submit. Once you click on submit, you're going to receive an email from us, from the email you basically mentioned here. And in that email, you will have a big blue confirm button, and you will need to click on this confirm button. This is a GDPR compliance regulation. It is also to ensure that the person who is requesting the report and has access to the data can access the email address where we're going to send the results. Once you did that, basically you just have to wait roughly 5 business days, and we're going to send you the PDF document as well as the access to the online environment by email. So how the online environment looks like, it looks like this. So first you have a start page. And apologies in advance, I will not necessarily be able to dive into every information which are here. On average, I roughly need 45 minutes to show everything. But what I can tell you in the very quick nuggets in the time we have for the demo is if you are lost, if you don't know where to start, there is a great help button here with the question mark on the top right. And here you will have, first of all, basically an introduction videos, and you will also have a screen tour. So what the screen tour does, it segments your screen you're on or the page you're on in various brackets, and basically shows you everything you see on the screen, what it is, what's the function, and how you can use it. So basically, this is a great way to basically get self-enabled. We also have access to a glossary. If there is a term you don't necessarily sure what we mean by that, the first time you're going to load, there will be an onboarding. You can review this onboarding. There is an FAQ, and you can, of course, contact us. So the first page you arrive on is the start menu. So here you have the top most important, what we call important is to improve, the top indicators of performance, which we consider are a priority for organizations, and the one as well where you're performing best. And then you can, of course, review the elements. For example, we see that overdue open and finance accounts payable items here. So there are roughly 80,000 invoices that this organization received from their suppliers, but were not processed yet and should have been. So you can click on it and review some information. For example, a description of the indicator of performance with a link to more information. More information for the industry benchmark as well with numbers. And here you have several graphs. So first of all, we mentioned what are the top 5 organizational units within your organizations, which are the most impacted by a lack of performance. We see here that 44,000 out of the 80,000 are from the headquarters, and also the aging distribution to understand if it is something which is basically all data that probably needs to be cleaned up, such as those ones, more than a year, or if it's something which is still happening today. Also, what you will find is the possible causes here. And this is based on our interactions with our customers and partners. If you would like to basically check what are the real causes for your system, you probably need to use SAP Process Insights. And then we mention also what is the impact for your business if there is a lack of performance for the related KPIs. And everything I show you for this indicator of performance works exactly the same way for the other indicators. You have access also to the recommendations, and you can access all the recommendations for your organization here in the left menu. I would like to go to the report section. Here in the report section, you will find reports which are tailored or dedicated to specific here end-to-end processes, such as order to cash and procure to pay. Then you have in green the reports which are targeted LOB head, like finance or basically supply chain. And at the bottom, you have reports for the technical people. So if I go very fast, I can show you order to cash. Here you have a summary about the usage, and then you have all the indicator of performance that are listed for the order to cash in various steps. So from the sales order creation to the outbound delivery creation, posting good issue, invoice creation, and incoming payments, you have, of course, the indicator of performance. You can click to get more information, and you can check what are the related processes and the related recommendations as well. For the finance, for example, as an example for the line of business report, you have every information, but all tailored for finance. So first of all, you have the list of indicator of performance where we think there are potential for improvements, and the one for good performance. You can click on show more to review everything. And if you would like to focus on a specific value driver, let's say you would like to reduce the DSO, you can filter them. And once again, you can click to get more information. Then you have basically all the information about process potential, automation potential for the processes. The idea here is really not taking care of the performance, but taking care of the usage and seeing where your users, so here finance people, dedicate a lot of time and where you potentially would like to automate or fix or improve those processes. And here you have the list of the processes related to finance, and you can click to get more information about each individual activities related to here account payable with the right statistics. And we also mention the best practices, how ideally a process should work here for account payable on S/4HANA. So it gives a bit of thoughts regarding how you can move forward in terms of process optimization. And of course, we mentioned as well what are the right solutions. Most of them are enabled or powered by the BTP, such as IRPA or machine learning, as Karen showed you. And then you have at the bottom every recommendations for finance, which are listed or segmented by tab. For example, S/4HANA capability, machine learning, IRPA, Fiori, situation handling, and so on. And each time you have a scale on that report with 3 dots. 3 dots means it's highly relevant or highly important for you. 1 or 2, mainly, it's not that relevant. It works the same with the industry benchmark. And you can click on learn more to basically get more information. And also, what you are able to do in Spotlight is you can basically, if you dive into the information and you see that there are some capabilities that you really like, but are not necessarily relevant for you because apparently you don't use enough transactions which will be improved. But by checking the report, you see that it's highly relevant. You can put them in favorite, pin them the same way it's happening here with product costing. So it's a great way as well to organize and start to build your roadmap with your preferred capabilities. Very short, I would like to show you the ERP system usage. Here we are leaving the business aspect to go to the IT part. And here we see the usage of the transaction. So we see how many transactions are used. And then you have the breakdown per transaction type. In blue, what is standard. In pink, what is custom made. And also, of course, also the transaction by technical component as well. You have some graphs in terms of statistics, but what transactions are the most used. You can filter by type. For example, here you have the view on the custom code. And on average, we'll consider that everything which is close to 0, you probably would like to remove it before moving to S4, where basically everything which is in top right corner, it's probably a priority in terms of custom code maintainability. And as you can see, into each dot, you can review the mouse with each dot and review what it is. And then you have the list of every transactions and the metrics as well. Here, it was exactly the same way for the processes. I will go very fast because I already showed it to you roughly in the finance line of business report. But here you have the statistics, not for the transactions, but for the processes which are used. And here also you have the list of the processes which is being used with the right activities and the right solutions to fix the issue. That's basically a very short and very quick overview of process discovery. But basically, this is what we offer. Once again, this is including into maintenance agreement for every SAP maintenance customers. And it's a great way to start basically finding your, basically the potential for optimization and deciding what you would like to do next. That's basically it for me.
Perfect. Thank you. That was super interesting. And like you mentioned at the end, it's a great tool that you can use to actually get the sign off that you need for the innovations that you want to continue with. Because sometimes
Yes.
it can be difficult to say, okay, where do we focus as a company? What should we do first? And having the information available and so easy to read and so easy to use, that makes it a lot easier to decide and take decisions. Awesome. Okay, so now it's time for the Q&A. I think Carolyn has already answered some in the Q&A chat. So everybody on the call, you can actually see that under the answered scope. So if we have time, I'll just do those orally later, but let's focus on the questions that were not answered. So the first one from Srinivas, could you please give an example of how Process Insights help to adjust your ECC processes to align with future S/4HANA implementation?
A good question. So what happened is, once again, this is really depends where you want to go into your basically your alignment with processes. So what we do with Process Insight, and here I show you an example of Process Insight, it's the demo user. What you're able to do, once again, is basically, if I go for lead to cash, I give you an example. What you're able to do is really to start to fix the issue and give the recommendation. So what we are at the level today of Process Insights is giving you the insights, as it is called, but also provide you with the recommendations to fix the issue on today's system. So you don't move all data, or you don't bring basically processes which do not work perfectly into your future S/4HANA solution. And then we provide you with the innovation recommendations, which is a bit similar to what you find in process discovery. Now, to answer to your questions, how we can align process, your future processes, your current processes to the future S/4HANA solution, it takes several steps. So once again, what you would like to do is probably first assess in details. So first of all, you want to assess the issues and basically find the blockers. Here you see typical blockers which can happen on this demo, and you can click on the information and fix those issues. This is, I would say, the quick win. Then what you would like to do is basically understanding what are the SAP innovations, S/4HANA included, to fix the issue. And here you will get the information. And once again, you can click to get more information, but what is going to do. This is the second step. Then the third step is probably you would like to basically maybe do some mining to really understand how your process works in details. So that's more I would say, the optional part, but if you really would like to go into the detail, you can mine your processes, not using Process Insight, but using Signavio Process Intelligence, which is part of the Business Process Intelligence part, product portfolio. And then from this intelligence, you may want to model your future processes, taking into consideration your specificities, so which could be legal, which could be business oriented, everything you absolutely need in terms of step-by-step approach in your processes you absolutely need to keep, but also based on the best practices that I showed very quickly before. And this is more or less the way we would recommend. So here's basically to adapt your current processes, but on the layer, on the templates we provide you here, which is the best ideal case, but not always executable for all our customers, and we understand that. And from this, what you can do, you can model, you can test your processes, and basically from this, you can implement them, make them live, and go with it on your future S/4HANA solution. This is more or less what we do here. So it's very related to design and simulation of processes here.
Perfect. Awesome. And I think if we also kind of tie it in back to the business technology platform, when you see our process example, like let's say the best practice for a specific flow, you can also maybe take that back into the workflow management solution on BTP and modify it or add or adapt it according to also the live process content packages that we have. And that way you can kind of mix and match and make the best process that is suitable for your industry, for your specific LOB, and for your specific needs. So that's really how we combine both aspects. Great.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly. So if you are basically to design the processes, the idea is to include the business, and we think the BPI, as I mentioned in the previous slide here, the BPI offers the right in collaboration tool to collaboratively create the models, and then you need to import the models using the other SAP technologies. For example, Solution Manager could be workflow management for Signavio, could also be exactly as you mentioned, the BTP solutions as well. Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, the next one, also from Srinivas, is AI Business Services available on trial? Okay, so also I'm assuming that it's not for ECC. Yeah, so AI, I'll post the link in the chat afterwards, but we have the SAP Discovery Center Service Catalog for the entire Business Technology Platform portfolio. So there you can see a list of all our services, and you can also filter out to see which ones are available on trial. Some of the AI business services are available on trial. There are also some that have been recently launched on the free tier. So the free tier program. And of course, you can build extensions with BTP for ECC, for S4HANA, for S4HANA Cloud, for S4HANA On-Prem, for everything. So that's available across the board. And I'll post the link to the service catalog afterwards. All right. Okay, another one for you guys. What is the difference between process discovery on Spotlight and the SAP Innovation and Optimization Pathfinder on Spotlight?
Very good question. Thank you. I will basically go back to my slide. And actually, that's something I didn't mention, but I should.
So we have questions.
Exactly, which is great. So here you mentioned, we said process discovery and Pathfinder. Long story short, process discovery, you're on ECC 6 and you want to move to S4HANA. So it's the point. And Pathfinder is all the value case is optimize your current system. So you're already live on SAP S4HANA and you want to see how you can optimize your S4HANA solutions further. Now, the big difference is on the I will have to skip, is on the PDF document, which is on the left here. For Spotlight itself, there is no differentiation. This is exactly the same. So if you create, you can do, many customers do, request a process discovery and request a Pathfinder. The PDF will be document, will not deliver, will obviously have the same information, the same insights, but the recommendations how to move forward may be slightly different, because once again, process discovery is about moving to S4, doing this RISE transformation, where Pathfinder is for S4HANA solution. But the part on Spotlight is actually 100% the same.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, main difference, one is for the actual transformation from on-prem to the the ECC to the S4 system, preferably S4HANA Cloud. And then the other one is when you're already on S4HANA and you want to continue to improve your processes. Perfect.
Exactly.
All right, so the next one, is really, I think there are two that's more related to kind of the getting started part. So Samir asks, does the customer need a subscription for BPI discovery for the web application that you're showing?
No.
It's for free. So process discovery.
Exactly. When you go through the process I show you here, we are going to send you 2 emails. One email will contain the PDF documents, which is here. The second email is the activation part for the online applications, and it's completely included in the offering. Once again, the only prerequisite, legal or commercial prerequisite, is that you need to be on SAP maintenance contract. Right. That's the only prerequisite we have.
Okay, perfect. And then related also to this kind of the request to get started, is it only for one system or can you submit for multiple systems?
It's a really good question as well. It is system specific today. So process discovery is system specific. Not sure it will evolve in the future. However, process insight will today is system specific, but in the future, if you have several systems, you will be able to basically consolidate all the information and then select them. What happens is basically if you have several systems, and I give you a quick overview here. You can have several analyses. Here I give you two examples. There is one for process discovery, one for Pathfinder. It could be, here it is the same system, as you can see, PRD, but the dates are different, for example. But you can do as well a process discovery for a system called PRD and another one called P01. So in your environment, what we call project, which will be probably the name of your organizations, you will find all the analysis you did in the past and you can access it in one way, but they will still be separated.
Right, so you have a history, but they're just not combined.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so Simon is also asking, when can we expect to see demo access to the new Process Insights tool made available?
It's a really good question. It's about a bit outside my circle of control. We need to wait a bit. So process discovery, we want to make it 100% available to our customers to play around. Process Insight, we're just getting started on the commercial aspect. And please stay tuned. Once we'll deliver Process Insight demo available for everybody. Right now is what exactly I'm doing right now. It's for demo purposes, internal and external.
Perfect. And of course, this will be recorded, so they have the video, and there are other videos and enablement sessions that you have already done on the BPI portfolio that also include demos for Process Insights, for example.
Yeah.
And again, we just released this so last week, right? So on the 6th of September, or a few weeks ago.
Yes, so Monday last week, exactly.
Yeah,
it's very fresh.
It's very fresh. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Samir is asking, what Spotlight recommends? Is it guaranteed that customer would get definite business value if we start the S/4HANA journey?
So if we guarantee, can Spotlight guarantee business value from moving to S4? I cannot guarantee that. I cannot guarantee that. What we do is it's based once again on the experience with our customers, and many of our customers started to move to S4, and we provide you with, based on the insights, based on the way you use your system and the performance, what we are able to improve. Do I commit 100% if this is not achieved for various reasons? I cannot commit on that.
Yeah, there's no legally binding confirmation, but I think that's a general disclaimer for everything, right? Yeah, exactly. But the idea is that with the information that we show you and the experience from previous customers, and also the experience that SAP has in business processes, because again, we also have our lines of business and we continue to develop and learn from our own internal stakeholders, we can show you that if you're running this process and maybe you change it to these are possible factors that could improve, and these are possible areas where you could reduce costs. These are possible areas where you could accelerate the time that it takes to finish a specific process. But again, those are all kind of recommendations and findings from the information that we have available.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, S/4HANA is a foundation for a lot of things, like the BTP and the automation capabilities and innovations. They really work hand in hand at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what we would like to do, so first, if you really want to have business value, you can start by SAP Process Insight, really dive about the issues that are being identified on your system today, which could be ECC or S4, and fix the issue. Understand where it's coming from. So I didn't show you, but you have the full list of items. You can dive into this list of items, review them, opening them, you can filter them. And then what you can do is, of course, you can click and start to fix the issue automatically. And then you have the innovations. If you do all of this here, basically you will definitely have an improvement of performance. And then you can see how you would like to move forward with S/4HANA regarding the next steps, which is more about capabilities of innovations, capabilities of really automations, which are breakthrough, like machine learning and so on, which require S/4HANA.
That's also very important to kind of point out, because we always talk about, the transformation and the innovations, but really in a journey, the first thing that you need to figure out is where you are today. So how everything is working, if everything is working as expected, if the performance is there. And once you solve those issues, then you can continue on to the road of innovation and really creating new things and gaining more. And exactly, that's the flow that you showed before. Exactly. So that's an excellent example.
And then you can check if this was if there was no impact. And we can see together how we could do better. But I really doubt that if you implement fixes and you implement solutions to fix the issue, that nothing will change. I cannot commit on that, but at the end of the day, no reason why it will.
Perfect. Okay, so Shahab has a really nice question. I think we've already kind of answered it, but it's also nice to kind of reiterate. So he's asking, which tool would you recommend for creating a business case for S/4HANA for customers currently running on ECC and looking to see the business process improvements which they will benefit from?
So really good question. So first of all, what we can do at the very first step, because at the end of the day, what is going to happen for process discovery? Yes, if you didn't implement the 2 SAP notes, you will need to implement the 2 SAP notes, but it's the base admin and it's low effort. So first of it, request the process discovery. That will be the first steps. I don't do again regarding process insights, but what you can do next based on that, with the same SAP notes that are being necessary to implement process discovery, you can also request another tool, which is completely outside of the BPI, which is called readiness check. And the readiness check is assessing the technical part of moving to S4. So it's more for really IT people. That's the second step I would recommend. The third step, and here we go back to business, but we go much more details, but it requires much more involvement from the customers and especially the business executive. It's a tool called Value Lifecycle Manager. So I think I've got the link somewhere to the VLM. And this basically, it is to provide you with capabilities to create a real tangible business case, monetary value based. That's something we don't do in process discovery, at least not now. And you're able to create your probably, I need to again, can I do it? Hopefully I can. Yeah, so basically you can first go to create your own benchmark if you want to go into more details in terms of benchmarking, and you can create your business case. And you basically do it, you select a lot of informations, you put information about your companies, and you go step by step to create your business case. There are people within SAP, they are called IVA, Industry Value Advisor. A UI account executive can link you to these IVAs who are specialists and experts using this VLM tool, and they can bring you and they can help you fill basically this survey. And based on this result of this survey, you will get a tangible monetary value case for moving to S4. But I don't necessarily encourage you to do it first. It can be a bit time consuming. The first one is process discovery.
Process discovery, perfect, excellent. Okay, so the next one is from Sridhar. Do we have any demo that can be accessible via internet and that can be shared with us? So there are videos and kind of enablement sessions that you guys have performed, which of course we can share in the wrap-up blog post. And process discovery is something that you can play around with, so it's kind of your own free demo that you can use, right? Is there any other material that you guys have, maybe?
So if we speak externally, so once again, if we go to Spotlight and I open process discovery, if you go to the integration mark, you have a 5 minutes video. It doesn't necessarily go into detail, but at least it's a good refresher to what we saw. That's the first step. Second step, we are building this week, really, as we speak, deep dive videos. It will be roughly 35 minutes in total. There will be several videos, 4 videos, so you can choose which part you want to watch, which does exactly the deep dive within Spotlight. And hopefully it will be live beginning of October. And I say hopefully, I'm very, very optimistic because we're almost finished. So that will be live. And once again, Cecilia, keep you posted once this is live. Perfect. Now, I think the question was coming from a colleague, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I can't see if he's a colleague, but
okay.
Maybe.
Because I heard about internal enablement sessions. That's why, or maybe I didn't understand correctly. And yeah. For internal colleagues, we also have enablement sessions as well, and we can take it offline.
Yeah, and we can share that. Perfect. Okay, awesome. And yeah, you guys heard it here first. So they're working on deep dive videos. That's great. I'll be sure once we have those links available, I'll be sure to add them on the SAP community on our blog post, so you guys also can find that information there. So don't forget to follow the SAP Business Technology Platform tag. Okay. Okay, then we just have a question on the recording. I will post a link to the blog post afterwards, so you guys can have all the previous sessions, and of course this recording will be added there as well. Can this webinar help give more ideas to S/4HANA certification? So I think I can follow up on that laterwards and provide you the links for the S/4HANA certifications. That's not something that we're covering here. Oh, and Samir actually asked about SAP VLM. So he said, do we need to follow SAP VLM if you're using Spotlight? So it's cool that you touched that as an after, so like as the third step of the process, but it's not something that you need. So you need to follow, it's just a recommendation.
Exactly. So the idea with Spotlight and Process Insights is to give you the tools that you can use it, hopefully in a very intuitive way, how you can discover the insights. And we are going to improve process insights with monetary value, with more functionality. As you can see, we already have previews to the future capabilities we are developing, which will be released in next weeks and months. And this is something really to empower you. VLM, you can do it by yourself, but as I said, I speak about the IVA because it's a bit complex. It takes a bit of time, and this is really the case to build a case, and exactly. So they work hand in hand, and you can use it if you want. Absolutely.
Perfect. And as we know, this is cloud, so releases and updates come constantly. So that's great. Great to see that we already have the preview information there for the upcoming innovations. And I guess they can also check the Roadmap Explorer for updates on our plans innovations as well. Okay. Okay, Simon, again, so compared to the one-time report process discovery, is the paid version Process Insights to be seen as a platform that continuously adjusts KPIs and accompanies me while I adjust my processes? For example, via Signavio process mining. Yeah.
What's happening is exactly this. The idea here with Process Insight that Process Discovery doesn't do. If you want to do, if you are using Process Discovery and you want to do to have your figures updated, you need to go through the whole process again. So you already implemented the 2 SAP notes, but you need to generate a new report and you need to generate a new request. With Process Insights, what you're able to do is once you are plugged on Process Insight, which is once again hosted on the BTP, basically figures are being updated daily, and then you can check daily how the figures are changing. So you don't necessarily need to do any other actions. If you do use Signavio to do some process improvement and everything, then Insight will pick up the changes and you will have all the metrics and the KPIs performance changed.
Okay, great. So process discovery would be more of a static view because it's the one-time report update, so that information at that time, but then process insights would of course give you real-time or close to real-time visibility into your processes.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think, let me just check. Oh, so we were able to answer all the questions, so that's fantastic. I just maybe add one more question for you guys, and maybe also to give a tip to the audience. If they start using either process discovery or process insights and have feedback or ideas or new requirements, how can they submit those through to SAP? So how can they submit those ideas to your team?
Very good question. So first of all, they have a menu to contact us, but they can do it with several ways. They can, of course, send us an email at s4hana@sap.com. This is a link which is basically sent everywhere and that we position everywhere. And you can also contact me. I can basically follow up with the Process Insight persons and follow up. So once again, probably you'd see my name. It's rene.cedat, C-E-D-A-T, @sap.com. So no, not difficult.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. All right, so I think that would cover the questions for today and all the information. So I just want to thank you guys because this session was really, really great. We got a lot of insight, a lot of information. We got to see how at SAP with the different teams we actually work together to provide these capabilities to our customers. So I think that was fantastic. Are there any kind of last words or any extra tips that you want to give the audience before we go?
No, first of all, thank you for organizing the sessions. Once again, I encourage all of you to take Process Discovery if you're on ECC6 and Pathfinder if you are on S4HANA systems. Do your basically do your request. We will gladly deliver the report to you, and then from here we can see how we can work together and improve the solution. You can contact me by email. Once again, maybe Caroline, would you like to add something?
No, I guess it's really nice wrapped up, and yeah, thank you for joining this session, and yeah, good luck with starting with Pathfinder or Process Discovery.
Exactly. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your thoughts. So remember, everybody, I will be posting the wrap-up blog post in the next couple of days. So probably like next week, you'll have the links to the recording, to the presentation, which I know a lot of you are interested in having. We'll also add all the links that René mentioned and showed in the demo so that you can have easy access to really get started. And yeah, if you have any questions, any other feedback, feel free to reach out to any of us through the SAP community, or as René said, to him directly. And yeah, hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.